Hello, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, as always. I feel like that has just started to become my catchphrase. I don't know why. I haven't done one of these intros in a while. It's been about a 2-week gap in the podcast. I just got back from traveling abroad for a bachelor party in Vegas and visiting my brother who lives in Prince Edward Island. For my listeners, my avid listeners, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Today's guest is an exciting one. He's a personal friend of mine. I play baseball with him, and he's written a novel. Today's guest is Nick Baeta. While off on medical leave for a chronic illness, Nick found himself feeling isolated and alone. As a therapy and a way to deal with his own mental stress, he began writing, often as he turns to express himself in some way or another. In the process, a novel formed, and by the time he returned to work, he had finished what would become his first novel in the series, The Atlantean Chronicles, A Fight for Survival. This novel uses Nick's knowledge in martial arts and his experiences throughout his life, mixed with a pseudo-history to create a world of adventure, suspense, and a story of self-discovery. With over 400 copies sold across Canada, the US, and Europe, features in magazines, and a spot in the upcoming Frankfurt International Book Fair, Nick hopes that this novel inspires readers to chase their dreams, unlock their potential, and find a path forward even in the darkest of times. Nick, thank you so much for coming on. I'm really enjoying this book. I am I think 5 or 6 chapters away from finishing the novel. At the time of this recording, I was on my way to Vegas. I kind of binge read the book on the way on the airplane, and I made it about I think 8 or 9 chapters in at the time of this recording with the podcast. So I haven't actually finished the entire book. I shot this intro later on, obviously. I'm loving it. You definitely need to go buy The Atlantean Chronicles, A Fight for Survival by author Nick Baeta. You can buy this on Amazon. Most of us have Amazon, retailers. Check out his Instagram. You may not get a signed copy, but he did say that he goes around and signs random books, so that'd be cool if you found one. If you do find one, message me. That'd be really cool. Anyways, here's Nick Baeta.
Hey you, you're listening to Just Drew, Just Drew, Just Drew. Who recorded your opening, like the little guitar strum?
Oh,
Just Drew.
Well, we're rolling. I'll give him a shout out. That's
awesome.
That's David Stubbs. So
Okay.
He's a family friend, and his dad and my dad are best friends, and they grew up together since they were I don't even know, 5 years old.
Yeah.
And he was always into just one of those music prodigies, would self-teach him any instrument.
Yeah.
And so he took guitar lessons, and then after that he taught himself piano, taught himself the banjo. Yeah. I think he even might have learned violin just out of boredom.
Yeah, I know a few people who are I just decided to pick up a guitar and figured it out. And
I want to be able to do that. I can't.
Yeah. Well, everyone's got their talent, right?
It's true.
It's
true.
I look at some of the photography photos you've taken and stuff, and the videography, and I'm like, man, my eyes work that way, and then I'm couldn't do it.
Wow, yeah. I appreciate it. It's I think other people have natural talent. Like my brother has a natural eye, whereas I always found I had to sort of find it. Yeah. And really dig in and learn and put the work in. Yeah. Whereas because we used to shoot all the time before he moved to PI, and he would just I don't know what it is. He just gets it.
Yeah. My brother, any sport, stick, ball, or throwing, he picks it up in 4 minutes. Yeah. And is just a natural at it. Yeah. And then other times I'm 3 hours practicing, and he's oh, like this, and I'm I hate you so much.
All right, that's okay. Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
But David Stubbs. So he lives out in BC there, and he came and toured with his band, and they were. I did a photo shoot with them as well. Oh, that's it. I did that I just offered it to them. I was like, hey, I want to shoot some bands. When you're down here, let me know. And we went down to sort of hutches on the beach there, Pier 4, kind of drove around a bit. And then he did a set at, I want to think, is it called the It's near Hess Village. Anyways, it's like a metal band place, but it's quite eclectic music. They will do. They have two singers. One's a girl, so lead female, and then him. Okay. But then they'll pull like a saxophone out. Like she has the big
upright bass?
Baritone.
Okay.
Like the huge saxophone.
Yeah.
They have a bass player. They'll do everything. They'll rap, play rock.
That's unreal. Like musical talent is
all over the place.
Yeah, or like people, and I always wonder if there's like someone who has like perfect pitch, who just doesn't know because they've never learned music.
Oh, I'm sure it's around.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's around.
Yeah. Like there's always like someone who just hasn't discovered that that's their talent.
Yeah. Or like a potential Spielberg, but they are just cool watching movies at home and they just never like get in the industry.
Or they're like, oh, that would be a cool shot here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to have him on, but he hasn't been back since. So, but I just pulled him a favor. I was like, hey man, like, can you just like, I need a little jingle. Like, do you mind? And he's like, oh, I'm in Japan right now, but working at like some snowboarding resort. He's a wild guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I'll just record it. I think he recorded on his phone, just like sent it to me.
Yeah, he's like those nomadic people who are just always like at 2 a.m. You're like, hey man, what are you doing online? And he's like, oh, I'm surfing in Fiji, and you're like, cool.
Yeah. So he's a really good snowboard skier too, and I think he was into mountain biking too, and he ended up breaking his back, and it was bad. And then I think he's back at it. I don't know.
Yeah. I snowboard. I dabble in snowboarding. Like I dabble in a lot of random things.
Yeah.
And snowboarding's one. And I've taken some falls and been like, there's no way. Like I see the guys doing the park stuff and like just eating it hard, and I'm like, I'll just go down the mountain. There's fresh snow. It's soft if I fall.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good.
I've eaten shit a bunch of times. Sorry, I was just making sure that was going.
Yeah, no worries.
No co-host today, people. It's just me and Nick.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm excited.
Drew had a spa session today, so yeah. Because I lived in Banff for a bit, but when you catch that front edge, and just or back edge for that matter.
Yeah, exactly. I've hit like ice and like head first.
Yeah. Because I started skiing, which is a bit different. You're kind of transitioning edges, but you're always facing forward.
Yeah.
But with snowboarding, when you want to transition an edge, you're going from front to back.
Yeah, and heels and toes.
Heels and toes. And if you catch something, like, oof.
Yeah, it's always like when you teach someone how to snowboard, because I've had a few people go with me, and I'm like, hey, just try it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you're going to be terrified because it's going to feel unnatural to go backwards down a hill.
Yes.
But it's like once you get like that little S going.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah. I taught Ashley actually.
Okay.
Yeah. So we went out and a bunch of people, and I haven't been in years. Not since COVID.
I haven't been since like 2021.
Okay. You're probably more recent than me then.
Yeah, I went like 1 or 2 times, but I had some health issues, and so I like was off work for a period of time, and then
wrote a book.
Yeah, wrote a book.
That's why we're here.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, super cool. You're the first author I've had on the podcast.
That's awesome.
So
it's an honor.
Yeah.
Happy
to have you here,
dude. I've been listening to your podcast like. The moment I found it, I was like, oh, this is dope. And then I just started listening to it. And then you messaged me and you were like, you want to be on it? And I was like, hell yeah, I've been waiting.
I didn't know you were writing a book. Like, were you talking about it? Or is it just sort of, I'm going to work on this in the background and then?
So I guess we'll start from the beginning.
Yeah, go for it.
So I've always written, like, even in like I think like my earliest memory of like writing a story was like, I went around with a piece of paper to all my like classmates. And I was like, write down how to spell your name and your like a power you would want.
Okay.
And then like I just started writing like
a character profile or something.
Yeah, like anytime I had like moments, I would write, and like I would bring it in and show my teacher, and she was like, "This is good," and I was like, "You're lying," but thank you. And so over time, like I just kept doing it in the background. Like if I was like just bored or I had a story or something, and I've always been like playing with ideas. Even like as a little kid, I had like action figures, and they would have complex stories of like.
You're a storyteller, naturally,
yeah. And so I have in like 2015, 2016, I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, which is like an autoimmune. Autoimmune disease. My white blood cells think something's wrong with my large intestine.
It just wants to attack it.
Yeah, so it just attacks it. So basically, the last time I got the measurement was like 90% of my large intestinal tract was scarred or swollen.
Jesus. From your own body.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So in 2022, I was actually applying to be a border services officer, and I was putting off going to the hospital. I knew I had to go. I was like, it was getting pretty bad. And like, it was to the point where like it's an autoimmune in your intestinal tract. So like going to the bathroom and stuff is just like crazy painful. Anyone who's kind of dealt with like IBS or anything like that knows. And so, it was like December. I had literally like just celebrated my birthday, and I went into work one day, and I knew it was bad, but I had I had to recertify my medical with the border services to go. I had signed like the offer letter was like, hey, you're gonna go to Windsor, da 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 da, and they're like, but your medical expired, you got to redo that. And I was like, okay, I know I'll pass it, but I don't want to be dishonest, so I'll pass it, and then I will, same day I pass it, drive to the hospital to go get checked out, because like that's how bad I knew it was. And I went in like a week before, and my one coworker was like, dude, you do not look good. And I was like, I don't feel good. And he's like, go home. And I was like, I think I'm going to go home, but I'm going to stop at an urgent care and just get a note. And so I get the note, I went to the urgent care. I parked. I drove from Toronto to Hamilton, parked, went in, and they were like, hey, this isn't a hospital. Like, you need to go to the hospital. And I was like, no, I'm fine. And they're like, I was like, I just want a doctor's note saying, hey, he missed work for this reason. And they're like, no, we're prepping an ambulance. You're going to the hospital. And I was like, no, I'm going to drive myself. I'm not going to leave my car parked here. I'm going to rack up a bill in parking fees. And they were like, you're going to need to sign a lot of paperwork. So they were like, hey, go to this hospital, give them this paperwork. They're going to take you right in. And I was like, okay. So I drove home, had a bite to eat.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Like, I was just ignoring, I knew something was wrong, and I was like, I'm going to go to the hospital, but I want to eat first. I'm going to sit in the hospital for hours, and they're going to discharge me. That was what I thought. And then they were like, kind of took a look at me. They like looked at my eyes, looked at my mouth, and they were like, yeah, you're going to stay here till Friday. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I ended up spending 2 weeks in the hospital.
Holy shit.
Round the clock painkillers. My blood level was so low. So like, I had actually like 3 months earlier tried to donate blood, because at the time I was dating a girl who worked at Canada Blood Services, which is a great, like, I thanked them because I had to get a blood transfusion. But I went to donate blood, and I had been prepping. I was like eating spinach with every meal, like pounds of spinach. I was drinking orange juice, taking double iron doses. And I got there, and they were like, your blood is so low, we should give you blood. Like, you can't donate. We were worried. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll chill then. Yeah, like, no point should you do that. Like, I'm very conscious now of like following and listening to my body and stuff like that. But so I was hospitalized, and I like just was kind of coming up with ideas. I was in the hospital for 2 weeks, like not bedridden, but like with how much like they were pumping me full of like painkillers and stuff like that. Like, I would go for a walk every couple hours, and that was about it. But like, my blood level was like, so the average person for our size would be about 130 for their hemoglobin. Okay. Mine was 56, 58.
Oh my God. My dad listens to the pod. He's a paramedic. He's gonna be
so
like, oh
mad.
my God.
Yeah. And then my inflammation markers were like, the average person's like 1 to 200. Mine were 18,000.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Like, I had a resident come in, and I think it had to be like his first day. And he looked at my chart, and he's like, ooh, you must be in pain all the time. And I was like, pretty much. He's like,
I am.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, yeah, damn near. But yeah, so then I like got out of the hospital and was on a medication, and then it was just masking the effects. And because I was on painkillers out of the hospital, I was able to like sleep and function semi-normally.
Yeah.
To go to work. But after I was like, they were like, hey, we're only giving you this much painkillers. After that, you're not getting any. Then I was like not sleeping, in a ton of pain, still having all the like symptoms minus the ones that the medication was covering up. So they took me off that medication, and they were like, and this is like 2023 now, and they're like, we're going to take you off work for 8 weeks, and we're going to take you off work for 8 weeks, and then we're going to put you on a new medication. But it takes a period of time to build in your body, and we have to wait till the other medication's out of your body. And so that was the 8 weeks, and that turned into 10 months. Yeah, 10 months of back and forth, doctor trips, all scopes, everything like that. And during that time, I was awake at times where no one else was. And it was like super depressing, because like one of my biggest fears is being like truly alone, like not being able to reach anyone, talk to anyone.
Very human.
Yeah, and it's like super isolating. And when you're awake at like, I always said like the most depressing time was like 2 to 4 a.m. or like 2 to 4, 2 to 6, because you got to be quiet. You can't really like, can't be like, oh, I'll order a pizza and I'll watch a movie. And like, I was in so much pain that like what I would do, and I would stay up for like days on end. Like I think I was like
the
64.
pain would just keep you up.
Yeah.
Fuck,
yeah.
that's
and
rough.
like you would get tired and you would start to doze, and then you would like, your body would move slightly, and like instant pain. And like to the point where like the relief I would get is like I would take a belt and put my fist like kind of just under my belly button and tighten the belt to hold my fist there, so that the pressure would kind of give me some relief. And then I would lay on a hardwood floor.
Oh my God.
Because it was cold at night, and it was like just silent suffering, and it was like getting super depressed, and I was like, just like, it was just amplifying, like feeling bad. And
everything's compounding.
Yeah, and like you're trying to follow every doctor's orders and everything like that, and they're just like not working, and you're being told stuff like, yeah, like this thing that you've worked your whole life for, like trying to be in the border and stuff like that, not gonna happen. Don't know if like we're gonna have to do emergency surgery or anything like that. And so I kind of like, I always fell back on writing as like a therapy. And so I just kind of fell back into that and just started writing when I was like, I would find as comfortable a position as I could, sit with my laptop. And it was nothing more than just like, I had a story I had time. Cause like when you're off work, like when you get that like first thing, you're like, damn, okay, I'm going to be off work. I'm going to like be so efficient. I'm going to get all these. And then like you realize like, no, I'm off work because like my biggest win of the day is going to be getting out of bed and getting to a couch.
Yeah.
And just being not like,
you're off work because you need that break.
Yeah. And it's like, it's tough because like people would be like, oh, you should travel. And I'm like, I can't.
I'm going to travel from the bed to the hardwood floor.
Yeah. Like that's my win.
Like shit.
Yeah. And so like even things like just making a meal was like, that was the accomplishment. And so it was just like something where I was like, you feel bad because like you feel like life's passing you by, and then like, and it's not everyone's at their own pace, but like you feel like life's passing you by, and then you go into kind of like this depressive state where everyone else is living their life and doing things, and you're like, man, this is my day, in bed all day watching it, and you get tired. I've watched like so much Netflix. I like scroll through now and I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah, you've seen it all.
Yeah, and like and they make great content, like Netflix. They're all fantastic, and I'm not plugging them because I want them to make my book into a movie or a TV show. But
at Netflix,
Netflix, Amazon, Disney, all of them.
Let's go.
Yeah, but yeah, so I just started writing, and then it just kept going, and then when I finally went back to work, I was like kind of close to it, but it was like this therapeutic thing, and then.
Wait, did you always want to write a book?
Yeah, like even like as a kid, I remember like handwriting out Harry Potter to be like, "This is my story." And
oh wow!
Like,
okay.
It was very clearly copyright, like, but I'm like,
you're learning.
Yeah.
What's that term? It's like
like osmosis, maybe, like learning through.
Like you are imitating, but you're sort of putting your own spin on it. And like we talk about the film industry, it's like, because all of these filmmakers sort of emulate another filmmaker. Mm-hmm. And so like a little bit of it is a copy, a little bit. Like you can tell with certain filmmakers that are like, oh, when you hear them in interviews, like, oh, my inspiration is this filmmaker. And then you go and watch that guy's his films, and then you're like, oh yeah, I can see the connection here.
Yeah, definitely. And I take so many different inspirations.
Yeah.
Like, I even like on like the back of my like book, they were like, tell us like about yourself, and I was like, I got to give credit to so many different authors.
I liked on the first page there. You even shouted out your nephew. I saw.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that was super cool.
Yeah, and it's like one of the craziest things is like when you do something creative that other people is like tangible, you don't realize how much support you actually have. Like when I wrote the book, I was like, oh yeah, like this is a cool life goal for me. And I was like, as long as like, I was like, maybe 10 people will read it. And like, we've just crossed 500 in sales.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Congrats.
And
that's really cool.
And like so many people have been like so supportive and like read the book, and they're like, oh, I loved it. And I'm like, you're just being nice. Like I like, even now, like I feel like an imposter syndrome type of thing. But
I'm being totally honest, not bullshitting you. I will read because I have pretty severe ADD, and I'm almost certain I have dyslexia as well. I'll look at a word and then I'll look back at it and it's different now. And I'm like, I've never been diagnosed, so I'm like, I'm pretty sure I have it. Yeah. So I'm a slow reader, and I might squeak out 2 chapters at a time. I binged 8 chapters. on the plane, just like
that's awesome.
like that. I was super into it.
Yeah.
And I grew up loving the Percy Jackson series.
Yeah.
Have you read those?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. And
my brother loves them. I've reached out to Rick Riordan to be like, hey, can you just give my brother like a happy birthday? Left on red, but
that's he's a busy guy. He's got a show out now, and so I don't know. I not that you were copying or anything, but I found similarities between the two. And I'm like, oh, this is what I like to read.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's just like the way the storytelling. Like you're gonna take it from anyone, right?
Yeah, and don't. It's tough because I really want to like dive deeper into the book, but I haven't read it yet.
We can talk about it still. Like I don't mind. You can still read it, but like if you have questions or you want to talk about stuff, we can totally...
I mean, you could spoil it a bit for me. I feel like it's fine. I'm gonna read it anyways.
Yeah, it's out. Maybe wait for the movie.
yeah. Well, because where do we leave off? Like the whole slow motion thing when he got into the fight on the lawn there.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, he's got some abilities or something.
Yeah.
And it's going somewhere, and I know the title of the book.
Yeah.
So I assume it's in connection to Atlantis, yeah?
Yeah. So it's actually like the kind of the catalyst for me writing, like where I had like the idea of like I kind of want it to be like this, and I want these characters, and I want this development and stuff like that. But like one of the things that really like tied it together was like late night doom scrolling, and I came across a video, and like I love conspiracy theories and like
so do I.
Yeah, and it was like, hey, have you ever heard that like how Plato described Atlantis? Because like he actually wrote about Atlantis.
Yeah.
As like a city of concentric like 3 concentric rings with a line down the middle that fed from the ocean. And if you look at like the eye of the Sahara, that's that. And so it was like the idea of like, he even mentions like half god, half human people living in this utopia. And like I watched that, and I remember rewatching it like 4 or 5 times, and I was like, that's something. And so like the connection to Atlantis was that, but it's like, it's not necessarily like, oh, like mer people and stuff like that. It's the lost city. It's like, what if instead of that, it's like history took it out and said it's lost, but it's really just been wiped from history. And that like idea that the government can, or like governments or like secret societies can take that away from us and change our history. And so I loved that idea, and I just kind of went with that.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I like it. It's so I'm sure you've watched it on Netflix, but Graham Hancock's
the Ancient Aliens.
Not Ancient Aliens. Also a great show.
Yeah.
His is about how there was like a cataclysmic event.
Yes.
And how it sort of set civilization way further back than they think. Because what's the idea? I think it's like 10,000 years ago was sort of like when, like organized civilization started popping up.
Yeah.
But this whole theory of his pushes it back like very far.
Yeah. And like, I think there's something like Cambodia or something, I think that's like the first episode for that.
Oh, probably. There's 2 seasons.
Yeah.
I haven't finished the second season, but it's fascinating, and there's so much more evidence for it now.
Yeah. And like people are like, oh, he's crazy. It's pseudoscience. And you're like, it could be.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But at least he's looking into it.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like, look at like people thought the Earth was. I mean, people still think the Earth is flat, but like people thought the Earth was flat and like didn't rotate. There was like only Earth was so many years ago. Like we couldn't fly how many years ago, and now.
Oh my God! In 100 years, we were going to the moon. Yeah, from not flying to landing on another celestial body.
Yeah, exactly.
Baffling. Yeah. Like just the speed at which how fast everything's gone.
Oh, it takes like one crack to. Yeah.
And it's like even our generation as millennials, we've seen the most change in such a small amount of time.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say it's super cool. You can see like, because like I actually like my degree is nothing like what I do in the real world now. But
what's your degree in?
I have a degree in criminology from Wilfrid Laurier.
I went for policing, and I don't do that either.
Yeah. I work in nuclear. So far away from it.
Well, you can apply it to your book then.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so like there's like a change if you look at like how we viewed the future. There's like a very quick at one point it just changes to like dystopian because like the Jetsons and stuff like that are set in like not too far future. I don't think like 2000s.
I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a Jet. I don't watch Jetsons. But
no, but like and then it's like The Walking Dead. Like
yes, yeah. That's the other thing. You can kind of you can get a sense for what society is sort of feeling based on pop culture.
Yeah. And
things that are coming out, music that's coming out, and
for sure.
Oh man, Walking Dead was so good.
I'm so bad. Walking Dead and Breaking Bad, I like fell off of.
Walking Dead, how far did you make it in?
Like third or fourth season.
Okay. Would have been like the prison.
Yeah, I think they had just gotten to it, or the governor. I remember the governor.
Okay, I made it slightly, a couple seasons after that, and then was like, this is pissing me off now. They teased this tiger. This guy had this tiger.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, I can't wait for this tiger to just like fuck a bunch of zombies up or like an enemy or something, and then they just killed it. It just got stuck in mud, and then a bunch of zombies ate the tiger, and I was like, you've been teasing this tiger for like an entire season, and this is how you kill it?
Oh man, some of those payoffs, oh my god, it makes you like, you just turn off, you're like, I'm done.
Or Game of Thrones.
I watched till the Red Wedding, and then I stopped, and I think it's just because like
that's pretty traumatic.
It's
a traumatic scene.
I'm like a classic binger. Like I'll watch like an entire show I'll just be like, this is my whole world for like however long it takes me to finish the show. Yeah. But the second like there's a break and there's like a new season,
you find something else.
I'm on to the next thing. And it's like terrible. Like
that's fine.
It's the society, like the 5-second attention span now. But like that's like where I'm at with shows. So like Game of Thrones was great, and then it had like a big layoff, and I was like, I'm out.
So did you how did you research for this book as far as like the whole Atlantis angle goes?
So I looked into that, and then I just kind of went down rabbit holes because like I had nothing but time on my hands.
Must have been interesting.
Yeah, so I was like going down rabbit holes of like that, and then like I got really into like uncontacted tribes, and so there's actually a part of the book where they deal with uncontacted tribes.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. And like the idea, like, so I found this guy, Paul Rosalie. Have you ever seen the movie Into the Wild?
Yes.
Okay, so Paul Rosalie is like that, but instead of going to like the Arctic, he went to the Amazon.
Okay.
And like he's still alive, and he is like a conservationist, and he talks about like how he's dealt with like uncontacted tribes in the Amazon, and he just like stays away from them. But he's like the things they can do, and like the understanding. He's like he as a guy who's spent years now in the Amazon, he's like, if I want to make a fire, I have to take diesel fuel and make a fire. They don't have diesel fuel. They don't even have stone tools, and they're able to survive in the Amazon, which is just like, he literally calls it like a recycler. So like it literally everything is a circle there.
Like perfect symbiosis with their environment.
Yeah.
And they're probably using plants that we don't even know exist.
Yeah. He even has like a story where he has like a picture. He's written like really good books. He's on a ton of podcasts. You should get him on here.
I would love to.
Yeah. He's excuse me. He's fantastic. But he had like MRSA and all these like viruses, and basically like Western medicine was like, you're dead. Like, nothing we can do. Get your affairs in order. And he was like, you know what? I'm going to go die where I'm happiest, which is the Amazon rainforest. And he went there, and the one guy he knows that is like his best friend out there was like, yeah, come with me. And took him to a tree, cut a part of a tree off, and was like, here you go. He's cured. He's still alive. Like, they told him, you're going to die. And he's now perfectly healthy. And it's like, he's like, the medicine that they have there, like that Western medicine just doesn't want to acknowledge, is like crazy.
Yeah.
And so you got to think that there's
always something. Yeah. Even like I was learning around here, I don't remember the term. Sorry, we don't have co-host Drew to search things up for us, but I know with poison ivy, there's usually a sort of the opposite of that plant that grows near it, and it'll sort of counteract poison ivy.
Yeah.
And so that's sort of like a similar idea. Like, you could get a disease in the Amazon, but there is some plant that sort of counteracts that.
Yeah, like a symbiotic relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah, like the sucker fish on a shark.
Yeah. So I'm just going to check these cameras real quick.
Yeah, of course.
Although I think I scarred some guys on. I just got back from Vegas, everybody. It's been a long weekend, and I apologize to Nick. We had to move some timing around, but I think I scarred some of the guys on the trip. I don't know how we got onto it, but I did go to the Amazon once.
Yep.
And I remember them telling me, they're like, don't go in the river. And I was like, why? And they're like, do not swim in the river.
Oh, that fish? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, yep. The fish that if you pee in the river,
it'll
swim
up your dick.
Yeah.
It will.
Oh man, that like he was on a pod like that's this Paul Rosalie or Rosalie guy. He was on a podcast and he's talking to the co-host and he's like, "You should come to the Amazon. I'll take you." And I was just sitting there listening. And I was like, "No fucking way." You could not like you could bring the best guys. I'd be like, "Listen."
I saw some things there, man. Like,
yeah,
we were just we stayed in sort of like this. It's almost like a research station, but you can book and stay there like a resort almost.
Yeah,
and they'll cook food for you. It was amazing. But he was like, "Hey, let's go for a hike." And he's like, "Hey, you see this? And it just looks like a little brush covering, maybe some foliage." Yeah. And he takes a stick and he goes like this, and a tarantula comes out of the ground.
Yeah,
and it's like the size of my hand.
Yeah,
I'm like, how do you know? Like, how? And then we go to a tree, and there's these what do they call them? Like chicken tarantulas or something like that.
Oh, the hawk tarantula?
Maybe, but they eat birds.
Yeah.
They eat birds. And so they'll nest in trees. They'll wait for the birds to nest, for the chicks hatch, and then the spider goes in there, eats the birds.
Oh, man. That place is like everything's trying to kill you. It's like Australia on steroids.
Everything's trying to kill you. There was a tree there. There's no foliage. It looks dead, like a perfect circle of nothingness around this tree. And he goes, "That's a fire ant's nest." And you can tell because they destroy everything around it in a perfect circle. And he says, like, the tribes back in the day, if they wanted to torture somebody, they would just tie them to the tree and whack it.
Yeah.
And leave them, come back, whack it.
Yeah. Oh, some of the rituals, like have you seen like the bullet ant ritual where they put their hands in mitts of like...
It's so much pain. They're like hallucinating.
Yeah.
It's like an
ayahuasca trip.
Except they do that because like to become a man or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like manhood.
Yeah.
Transitioning to manhood or something.
Yeah. Sign me up for like a bar mitzvah. I'm not putting my hands in.
Wild place, bro.
Yeah. Oh man, it's crazy and like beautiful though, and like
stunning.
The stuff that they're doing, like this Paul Rosalie guy, like the stuff he talks about, like for conservationists, like he's doing some amazing things, and like people should be aware of it.
Yeah.
And, like that's why I love like talking about like that type of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you should definitely finish those Graham Hancock series. I think you'll like them.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And he's big on Atlantis too. He talks about it.
Yeah. And like there's so many there's so much of the world we haven't explored that like so many things.
There's so much history that just gets deleted. Like the whole like the Library of Alexandria, like how much was in there?
Yeah, as mentioned in the book.
Oh, okay, buddy. We're on it. We're on it.
No, I was down rabbit holes and I was like, that's a cool thing. Like, what if one of them caused it or something like that? And like,
for context, everybody, I haven't finished the book yet. I was going away on a bachelor trip to Vegas, and I sort of tried to read as much as I can on the flight.
Yeah.
But what I read was, it was great. I was very impressed, man.
Thank you, man.
Yeah,
that means
really
a lot.
writing.
Like, so many people have said like stuff like that, and I'm like, man, it's like it's such a vulnerable thing to like just put something you've done out there. It's like when you make like music and you're like, I love this. And luckily for me, it's a hobby, and like, but like the support and like how many people have just like reached out, like people I haven't talked to in years, and they're like, hey man, I bought your book, love it. And like, it means the world to me. And like, even just hearing you say it, like, thank you so much. Like, and having me on here. Fantastic.
Of course, man. I was so excited. Yeah,
man. Yeah. And I've been pumped. I've been binging the show.
I'm flattered. I've never had an author on here.
Yeah, man.
I feel so special. I gotta ask. So what I really liked was the relationship between Bryce and I apologize. I'm blanking on his crush.
Bennett.
Yeah. Because I don't know. It really touched me a bit because like me and Ashley sort of had a very similar.
Yeah.
And knew each other young. But where did that come from? Did you have something like that when you were younger?
No. It was just like a trope that I loved, and like I like seeing things in movies and being able to relate to them, and I was like, that's a super cool like connection, and I liked that I could thread it in and make it work for the character and their development, because it's like first they're like the friends, and then they, like that kind of something's always pulling them back together, and so like I kind of like that idea. It was just like I've always like had ideas and just like put them in a notes tab on my phone, and so it was one of the ideas, and I was like kind of pulling out different ideas to make what would be the story. Yeah.
And I like that whole tension between Bryce being able to kick anyone's ass, but his dad's like, don't you dare.
Yeah. And like growing up, I did martial arts my whole like.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that.
Yeah. So I did martial arts like Muay Thai and judo and stuff. And I remember my dad being like, if you like, and like I remember I got into a fight in high school, and my dad was like, hey, if you start, like, did you start it? And I was like, no. And he's like, did you finish it? I was like, yeah. And he goes, cool. You have to tell your instructor. And my instructor I was like, I don't want to tell him. Because, like, it was very much like, you don't need to fight outside. What are you proving fighting outside of, like, the gym? Like, if you're going to fight in self-defense, no problem. But, like, and so I was like, I kind of love the idea of, like, write what you know, right? Because, like, I'm not creative enough to come up with, like fantasy world of dragons and stuff like that. Like, I just...
Like a Game of Thrones, like intertwined politics. Like,
yeah.
I don't even know how you keep track of it all.
No, and that's why he probably hasn't finished the series. Like, yeah. So like I kind of liked the idea of like a modern setting, but like just different things like that, right? Like the different connections and stuff like that. I like to kind of introduce what I know because it feels real to me, right? And like I'm weird with my process. Like I just literally I put my like AirPods in on noise cancellation mode, and I have like a playlist that like I'll hear like the sound of it and it'll be like, oh, okay, there's an idea. And like I put that at 5% and then I just type. And then if I have like a second to think, I'll think and then I'll hear the song and then keep going.
That's how I work.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I need to be inspired for an edit or something like that or an idea, I just listen to music.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I have like, it's like 400 songs now, but
That's
it's all
sick.
like I'll hear like a song on like Spotify and be like, that's going on the playlist. Cause like as I'm driving or as I'm doing something, it'll trigger that thought for me. And then the second I like get to where I'm going, if I'm driving, I'm like pulling out my phone and like in the notes app. Like,
okay, I was gonna ask, what's your process there? You just anywhere, or is it mostly your phone?
Yeah. So actually, one of the things that I like, because so many people have asked me like, what's your process? Like, how did you become a writer and stuff like that? And like, I remember for a long time, like I loved writing, but I was like, I'm not a writer because I was in high school. I was told a writer has to write every day, and I was like, I don't write every day. Like I'll write like 10,000 words in a weekend and then not touch it for like 3 weeks.
It's that binging mentality you were talking about.
Yeah. But so I was always like, I'm not a writer. And so when I got like when I finished my book, I was like, well, I'm not a writer. So like, it's not going to get published because I'm not a writer. I wrote something. And then I like kind of thought about it for a bit because I was like, a writer has to write every day. And I was like, well, I'm not writing every day, but I'm coming up with ideas every day. And so like, it's like taking kind of what you know or taking what you understand and making it work for you. So like, I don't write every day, but as I'm driving or as I'm like talking to you, I'll see something or like having a conversation and I'll like in the back of my mind, I'll be like, okay, like that, like someone could do that. Or like I'll watch like a YouTube video and a quote will come up or something. And I'm like, oh, that's a good quote. Like, how can I work that in?
Even what I was impressed with you was, and it's also very hard in film, and even huge filmmakers aren't good at it, but it's small talk.
Yeah.
And the best I find is Tarantino.
Yeah.
And what makes him so good is the conversations between the characters seem normal, like something you would have a conversation about.
Yeah.
Like in your everyday life.
Yeah.
And just like the chit chat between the friends and things like that. It was like, it seemed normal. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't seem like forced or fake or like you're trying to push some kind of agenda.
Yeah. That's just from hours of Discord being bored. Like I hate like silence. Like not even like I'll be at like work and like nobody will be talking. I'll be like, if you could have a superpower, what superpower could you have? The correct answer, by the way, teleportation. But like jumper teleportation.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that film.
I forgot about it. I saw like a TikTok clip.
Hayden Christensen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Samuel Jackson.
Yeah,
and Jamie Hill.
Is Lawrence Fishburne?
No, Samuel Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah, because I watched it this weekend because I was like, oh, shit. Like that. I saw like a TikTok clip and I was like, oh, fuck, right. That's such a good movie.
Yeah.
Holds up. There's some plot holes, but it holds up.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right. How, are you writing this book chronologically, or is it just sort of like, oh, this would be a good ending. Oh, this could be a good section here.
Chronologically.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And like, I've written it chronologically and then gone back, like hit the end and been like, oh shit, like this is a way better ending. And then I've gone back to like the middle and been like, that has to change. And so I have a list of like corrections to make too, because one of the biggest things I found, especially so like, I'm working on the second one, I'm like a little over 2/3 into it.
Okay.
But I found like I would like write a chapter and then I'd like I'd be driving the next day or I'd be constantly thinking about it and I was like, it's not good enough. And so I delete it. And so I restarted the book like 3 times. And then I was finally just one day I was like, it just clicked and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to write the book and then I'll fix it as I go. And like, and I've had people reach out to me and be like, how do you start? Like, I don't know how to start. And I'm like, just write.
It's daunting.
Yeah.
You're at the bottom of a mountain.
Yeah. And like, they're like, well, I've told people about it. And I'm like, that's fine. They can wait. I'm like, there's no time limit. If it takes you 10 years or it takes you 10 minutes, just write what you want to write. And like, as long as and one of the things that I've like, done with like my book is like, I'm proud of it. So like, as long as you're proud of it, doesn't matter what anyone else says. Mm-hmm. Right. So just like that idea, but like, yeah, just chronologically, I just like free flow too. Like I'll have like points I want to hit, or like, I'll be like, so I've rushed through parts to then have to go back and fix them later and like just open the notes and be like, correction, fix this part. Because I had a really good scene I wanted to get to. And it was like, okay, if I get to that scene, I can write that. And that's what I'm feeling right now.
Yeah.
But I don't want to neglect the other parts. So I'll get through those as well.
Just get a draft.
Exactly.
I like, Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like his concept. He'll write a script and then put it away for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then come back to it and then rewrite it.
Yeah.
And it's just getting it out, just getting that draft out, and then you can start to refine it. Yeah. Editing's the same process. Like I'm working on a documentary for a few years now, and it's like, I don't know, you get stuck and you're like, I just edit, even if I don't love it. It's just sort of getting there.
Yeah.
And then you go back and you're like, okay, now that I have something, now I'm going to start rearranging it a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a great like mentality. And even like when you get to that like last frame that you edit and then you look at it and you're like, oh man, like I really enjoyed doing that one part. So like, what if I can make that fit the rest, right? Yeah. And like it's your work, right? Yeah. It's not like you're like in the constraints of anything.
Or maybe you found a little joke or a quip here. You're like, oh, that would fit better here. Yeah. But if you never got there in the first place, then like, it doesn't even matter.
That was one of like the funniest things is when I wrote the book. Like I'm a pretty like I like to make jokes and I like to poke fun. I mean, we play softball together. I talk a lot of shit on them.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, your one-liners are top notch.
Yeah. Oh man, I try and like
gets me going.
Every so often I try and get one in, but
dude, I have never, like, for the first time, like all these jokes I've never heard before. You're just whipping them out of nowhere.
Oh, I'm coming up with them off the top of my head half the time. Some of them I definitely have stolen jokes from like TikToks and stuff, or like people have said something. I'm like, that's a good one. But people were like, hey man, like, did you like, so this is a lot of jokes in this book, right? And I'm like, no, like so many people were like, you didn't put any jokes. And I'm like, there might be like one quip or something, but like, there's no jokes.
They're used to you just throwing them out there.
Yeah. Yeah. So many people are like, I was so surprised that you didn't have any jokes. And I was like, yeah, well, it's a serious thing.
Yeah. Where am I going to go from here? So you're on your second book. What's the process of like, you have a book now.
Yeah.
What do you do with it?
Yeah, so once you finish your manuscript is what they call it.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just gonna.
Oh, that's fine, man.
Put that down. Once you finish your manuscript, there's a couple different options. As like a new author, so I went a different route. So I finished my manuscript and then I was like, okay, let me look up different publishers. And actually, the first thing I did was 10 things I wish I knew before I published a book, and then I kind of read through that, and then I found other people who had published books and reached out to them. They never got back to me.
That's fine.
Yeah, no, they're busy. But so you have your manuscript, and then there's two different options. You can go agented, which means you hire a literary agent, and then they kind of convert, like they take your, they have to take you on first, like kind of like a talent agent.
Okay, yeah.
They take you on, and then you'll kind of submit them your manuscript, and they'll have someone who reads through it or something, and they might have notes, or they might just be like, not my type of book. I'm not going to do that. So you can do that, or you can go unagented. And so some publishers will take unagented submissions, and typically they have you submit like the first 3,000 words, and then they'll have you put like, what kind of category is this? Is it like young adult fiction? Is it like
action,
fantasy?
adventure?
Yeah, exactly.
Romance,
and so they'll kind of like, okay, we need a couple more young adult fantasy books, so we'll put it at like we'll take a look at that one or whatnot. And then there's self-publishing, and then the route I went, which was trade publishing. So trade publishing is like half self-publishing, half publishing. And so I was like, I'm in a place where I want to put this out and I want people to read it. And I'm willing to take the risk because I'm proud of it. So I went trade publishing. So like I paid a portion and they pay a portion, and then they have distribution. So like Amazon, Barnes and Noble, the company I'm with, Milton and Hugo, they like have annexed the book into the Library of Congress. They give you like an ISBN number, which is like an international book number, basically, so it can be sold and tracked internationally. They copywrote it for me, and they do all that plus distribution and stuff like that. So cool. I paid a portion, and then they paid a portion and helped me with the distribution. And so they take a cut on royalties, but you end up getting more royalties on the back end. So if the book sells well and you're confident it'll sell well, then you'll make more money because you get like an 80% royalty cut versus like traditional publishers where they're like, hey, you wrote a book, we want to publish it, we'll give you like 20% royalties, but we'll also cut you a check for like 20 grand up front.
Music works like that too.
Yeah.
I worked with a couple artists where they'll give you money up front, but if you're not successful, you still owe that.
Yeah. I think that's like what happened to what's the one guy's name? He was with like Odd Future and stuff like that. He's like close with Tyler.
I don't know that crew quite well, but
oh man, he owed all these like tracks, so he just put out like a shitty album. Frank Ocean.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like one of his albums was literally like he owed an album to the people, and he was like, "Fuck you! Like I don't want to deal with you guys." So he just put out like a shit album, and then like 2 days later was out of contract and released his actual album,
the banger.
Yeah. And like he's pretty good, but like definitely like he finessed that whole deal
for sure. I don't know. It's like everybody's trying to take advantage of artists, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of sickening. I wasn't sure if sort of the author world was any better.
AI is a huge, like I see so many ads now for AI. I had to like sign paperwork saying it wasn't like, this is all my own ideas. Cause like, they're like, hey, is someone like down the line going to be like, hey, I actually wrote that, or hey, I helped them with that chapter, so I want a portion of it. So like I was like, they've asked me like multiple times, like, this is all your own work, no AI. And like AI prompts are fine, but like there's like, I literally saw an ad the other day where it's like, hey, you could write a book in 10 minutes, and I'm like,
but why?
I'm like,
just because you can, should
you?
That's
the thing, right? And it's like, hey, like, listen, I'm not gonna yuck your yum, but like I'm not a fan of it because I wrote a book and I worked hard for a year. But yeah, no, I mean, it's like that with everything now, right?
Yeah.
Especially with AI and just.
I mean, so is it okay to use AI for research? Like,
oh, of course.
Yeah, if you start
for sure
asking about Atlantis and
that's
fine.
Oh, so many times I've Googled to make sure I had the right not terminology, but like the correct like way it was said. Like, what did Plato say about Atlantis? And it's like, okay, he said it this way. Okay, I need to make sure that it's said like that because I want to make sure that it's correct. So like even if you look up like later on as they're going on the run and stuff like that, if you look up like the times it takes, like I Google mapped how long does it, like the flights and stuff. I'm definitely on a watch list for looking up like escape routes in airports because they go through an airport or two.
Yeah.
And like I was like looking up stuff and I was like, man, I'm like I'm going to spoil a little bit, but like,
that's okay.
So there are different Atlantean powers. And
how did I know there'd be powers in here?
Oh, crazy, right? So there's 5 or 6. I always forget the exact number. But there's they can shapeshift.
Oh, fuck's sake.
They can go invisible. They can control water, fire, and earth, and then they can control time. So there's 6.
Okay.
But if you look at their names, they're actually like. So I looked up like ancient Aboriginal languages for the areas they're in. So like the Eye of the Sahara is in the Middle East and in Africa and stuff like that. Africa, Middle East area. And so I went and found like it's probably a mistranslation because I don't speak these languages, but like the different powers are from Aboriginal languages from that time. But like, so I looked into stuff like that, but it's there's definitely AI. Like I've Googled like ancient Arabic for fire, and that's how I got the name for the fire and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, can I hear a couple?
Yeah. There's so the shapeshifters are called Copia.
Okay.
The people who can go invisible are called absent. Okay. It's just absence without the S, or it's like without the N or the C and the E at the end.
Yeah.
The fire are called Nar Assam.
Okay.
I'm probably mispronouncing it.
That's all right.
The earth people are called Teleses.
Okay. I like that one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I had to make sure I spelt it right because I was like, I don't want I don't want the phone company coming after me.
Yeah.
The people who can control time are Chrono, and then the people who can control water are Madzi.
Okay.
Yeah, and so it's like, so the Madzi come from so I actually like New World, like slaves were brought over, and so I took that and like they fled and bred with the aboriginals of that area, and then developed the new powers.
Okay.
Yeah, so it comes up in the book, but yeah.
So what's the actual lore? Is there any further information beyond Plato, or no?
So in the second book, I'm kind of trying to build on that world. The first book, it's kind of very much like they're on the run. He's trying to figure out just how to survive, right? Yeah. Like fight for survival. The working title for the next one is called Plato's Deceit.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. So I kind of like. So I listen to a ton of audiobooks when I'm at work because like sometimes I'm doing jobs where it's just like I'm like sampling grease for
I drive 6 a lot.
Yeah. Or driving. I'm stuck in traffic from Hamilton to Toronto every day. Mm-hmm. And I liked the idea of breaking it up with a separate story. So in the second book, there's a separate story of how Plato, how Unity was created. And Unity is like the evil group that's hunting Bryce and Bennett. So how Unity was created, but how also Plato saved Atlanteans. So like part of the idea is that he had to expose them because that's how we got his writing. But he also, there's a little bit of a love story where he fell in love with one of the people in Atlantis. So he was willing to risk his life to save them because he understood what Atlantis meant. So it kind of ties that into it. So it builds on that idea. There's like a pseudo history where it's like the Salem witch trials I'm trying to pull into it.
Okay.
Right? Because if you look at like the Salem witch trials, like I like the idea of like how history was changed, like because the idea like history is always written by the victor, right?
Yep.
So imagine if you were always winning, you're always writing history how you want. And that's kind of the idea of like the bad guys in the book from the beginning is like Unity came together to defeat Atlantis. So it's all the superpowers of the world at the time, like Greece and Rome, and so they saw that Atlantis was going to be something big because they're like,
that's a threat.
Yeah, we don't have the power to manipulate fire and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they are going to try and like band together to basically destroy Atlantis. So I was looking into like, again, just going down rabbit holes, but I was looking into the idea of like how are like civilizations wiped out, and it's like, well, their women are taken and killed, right? So the Salem witch trials, I was actually in the UK. I went over there. I was like, Blackwell's and Waterstones are like two of the biggest UK bookstores, and they've picked up my book.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, among other like, it's crazy. Like I got like my marketing team with New Link Media is fantastic, and they got me into. So my book is actually going to be in the largest book expo in Frankfurt, Germany this year.
Jeez.
Yeah. Oh, there's a little kitty.
Oh, here he is.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Co-host.
Little co-host.
Yeah. But yeah, so I was over in the UK, and then I was like, I would go. So I wasn't allowed to go over there. Like they didn't pay for me to go over and sign books, but I was like, I'm gonna go over there.
Might as well.
And like one of my favorite authors, Jack Carr, travels, and anytime he's in an airport or something, if he sees his book, he just signs a couple copies and puts it back on the shelf.
That's dope.
Right? And he's like, if someone gets it, someone gets it. But they open it and they're like, holy shit, a signed copy. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna pull a Jack Carr. I'm gonna go to the UK.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go into these bookstores, and if they have a copy of my book, I'm gonna sign a copy and I'm gonna leave. And so I went in, and like I ended up traveling. Like I went to England, Ireland, and Scotland.
When was this?
In March.
Okay.
Because they had a book expo in London, and so my marketing team was like, "Hey, don't know if we can get you in there, but if we can, you'll be in there."
Yeah.
And they're like, "You have to pay your way, but if we get you in there," they ended up not getting me in. They didn't have the seats or the spot that they could. But I was like, you know what? fuck it, I'll just go over there. And then it turned out to be like a fantastic adventure. I'm going to try and work. Like I went to Stonehenge and I'm like, oh, this would be really cool.
I was going to say, think of the inspiration for the next book.
Literally, I was just taking photos, went to Stonehenge, did like like walking tours, did like a Jack the Ripper tour and stuff like that. So the next book is actually, they're in Europe and they're going to go into like England, Ireland, and Scotland.
Okay.
And just different things like that. But I like linking like history and stuff like that. So like, they talked about the witch trials.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, it was like 80 to 90% women. And I was like, ooh, that's a really cool link because like ancient civilizations collapsed because they stopped breeding. So what if maybe Unity used like they cover it up, right? So I like all these like ideas of cover ups in history where it's like, did they really think it was witches, or is it people telling you it was witches, but really they're trying to get rid of a group of people?
Yeah, different. Yeah. It's almost kind of reminds me of sort of the war in Vietnam and how they just kind of demonize people using psychedelic drugs and things like that, because those were the people saying,
like
"Hey,
MK
stop."
Ultra and
yeah,
stuff
exactly.
Like that?
Yeah. So very similar.
Yeah.
Aren't you being cute, eh?
Yeah, and then the other cool link to like the witch trials and stuff was how they executed the witches was by burning, drowning, and pressing, which is where they take a big stone and they press it to you. And it's like, well, what are the three main powers of the Atlanteans?
Oh, look at you tying that in.
Yeah.
Very clever. I didn't know about this. So they would just squish them?
Yeah, they would just progressively put heavier and heavier rock. And like the best part of like the witch trials is like, hey, if you die, you're innocent. And it's like, fucking, that's a terrible deal. I'm not a witch, but I'm definitely dead.
How do they justify that? And then they're just killing innocent people. They're like, oh well, we missed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they were just like, oh, turns out not a witch. Dead, but like the one they just tied you to a fucking, like they hog tied you and threw you in a river.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was, and then like if you survive, then we're gonna kill you because you're a witch.
Yeah, exactly. if you survive, you're gonna get a different death, and like they hung a lot of people too, but it's like it's just like I like the cool little like tie-ins to like a pseudo history. Like I love that idea of like everything like that, but rooting it in like realism, where it's like all the like different places they go, like they go to the Appalachian Mountains.
Okay.
And so it's like different things, like, and they're just rabbit holes I went down. Like I was like, ooh, Appalachia is pretty cool. They have like a really cool like ghost history and like skinwalkers and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, you ever heard of like Skinwalker Ranch?
Yeah. Oh man, I like sign me up to never go to there. Like they like, and the rules they have are like crazy. It's like the no you didn't rule, where it's like if you heard someone call your name but you weren't expecting someone, no you didn't. If someone knocks on your door at night, you didn't hear it, stuff like that, because it's like could be a skinwalker trying to get you. Why
do they call it Skinwalker Ranch? What's the skin? Is that like
so Skinwalker is like, I guess like the I think I've never watched Skinwalker Ranch, but I know they're trying. That's like the biggest ghost sighting area for that area, I guess.
But also,
he gotcha.
Once a podcast.
Yeah, once a podcast.
Because they'll like skin cows, and they're just like fully skinned cows, and there's like they don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, they're like I think it's like an ancient folklore. Okay. Like the Wendigo and stuff like that, or Wendigo. And like the like Chupacabra and stuff like that. That's their version of it, which is skinwalkers.
Aliens, man.
Yeah. Get the tinfoil hats out.
I'm like really into the whole concept of like the Anunnaki and like ancient aliens, and it would explain a lot of like old tales from back in the day.
Yeah, or Atlanteans.
Yeah. And also like just Atlantis, like the Disney film, was like one of my absolute favorites.
They're making a live action.
Are they?
I think so, or at least I've seen. Maybe it's AI, but I thought I saw something where it was like they're filming it, and like I think they've put out a trailer. I could be very wrong.
I don't see why they wouldn't. They've been making all the other ones, but like if you're gonna do one, that's the one.
That's the one. Right?
That's the one.
Right, especially now with like all the technology we have to recreate like some of the scenes with like the glowing speed bikes and stuff. Like,
and I just like the whole concept of them just trying to get there in the first place. Like
it's like a journey to the center of the earth.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like their concept was these like they were almost robotic animals in a way, right? Like that one guarding the entrance.
Yeah, and they had like they were powered by some ancient
ancient power. Yeah. Super cool concept.
Oh, I love all that stuff. Like hidden societies. And like, I don't know a ton about them. Obviously, they're hidden for a reason, but like, I love the idea of them. Like, just creating your own like society, or being like them having an influence in history. So that's what I tried to again work into the book, right?
Yeah. I'm also like a huge fan of like National Treasure and like,
amazing.
Indiana Jones.
The TV show, not great.
TV. I don't think I've seen that.
It's on Disney, which Disney, you make fantastic shows. I'm just putting that out there in case they're listening.
Yeah.
And sponsor this podcast, but it was, I think they tried too hard to be like Nick Cage.
Okay.
Like Nick Cage's, and they should have just been like, here's a mystery, let's solve it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then what was the where was I going with this? I was going to talk about Indiana Jones. Like, I know people don't like the Crystal Skull movie because it was, I don't know, it was so much further than the other three. The original generation didn't like the new one, but I was like, this concept is amazing. Yeah. Just the overall concept.
Yeah, and it finishes it at Niagara Falls.
Yeah. Does it?
Yeah. Yeah, the last shot where they like pan out, that like ring is Niagara Falls.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Yeah. Is this part of your something you
No, discovered? I love Indiana Jones.
Oh,
when I was little, like we went to like we went to like Disneyland, and I had to see the Indiana Jones like thing. Yeah, it was awesome.
That makes sense. Yeah. Well, because your book's sort of like an adventure, secret society on the run.
Yeah. Exactly.
Very Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Oh man, anything like Indiana Jones, Sahara with Matthew McConaughey.
That's amazing.
Such a good movie.
Yeah.
I would watch 10 of those.
Oh,
like,
man.
You could pump them out.
They find that old boat and they're trying to... what was it? A helicopter they're trying to shoot with old cannons or something?
Yeah. It was like an old Confederate ship that somehow ended up in the Saharan desert. And like they're driving like old... Yeah, full of like the Confederate gold that... Yeah, such a good movie.
Yeah.
With like pretty like notable actors in it.
Well, I like is that the guy from Daddy Daycare? That younger guy? Yeah. I always loved him, and I never really saw him after like the Sahara.
He's always like a side character. He's in a lot of like shows as like a biker or something like that.
I saw him on a show recently. Silo. You heard of Silo?
Is that the
or Silo?
Is it Hunting Party?
Or,
yeah.
It's like a society that was in a bunker and they don't know why they're there.
Okay.
And he was. I don't want to spoil it too much, but he's in that.
Okay, I think I have seen trailers for it. I think it's on my list. I have like a list of.
You would like it.
Yeah.
I think as far as like secret society stuff goes, the whole concept is this silo was built. There's 10,000 people in it, and they've been there for like 140 years.
I think I have seen it where they eject one person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you can ask to leave.
Yeah.
But you can never come back.
Yeah.
And so people are like, well, what is it like outside? Is it really? Is it really like post-apocalyptic, or are we being lied to?
Yeah.
And then it's just like you start to discover things.
Yeah.
And one of the main characters is Rebecca Ferguson, who plays in Dune. She's the mother.
Okay. Yeah. Dune's another great.
I'm obsessed with Dune. I grew up loving Halo. Diehard Halo fan. I love the lore, the whole do you know Halo well?
Oh yeah, I've played all the games.
Okay.
Halo SWAT was my like shit.
Yep.
That was my I couldn't do any of the other ones, but SWAT I was
That was a hard one.
Yeah,
headshots only, right?
No,
SWAT?
No, SWAT is like no armor and you just have like the guns and stuff.
Oh, okay, it's hardcore then.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like that whole concept of the Forerunners leaving all this tech behind. Nobody knows what happened.
Yeah.
But then I got into Dune because the movie was coming out, and a friend of mine recommended. He's like, "Hey, this movie's gonna come out. These books are written in like the 60s or something."
Yeah.
He's like, "You got to read it." And I was like, "Okay." And he's like, "If you like Halo, you like it." Read it. Obsessed.
Yeah.
Obsessed.
They're fantastic.
Yeah.
And like they have like an index at the back so you could understand stuff because it's so complex.
Yeah, it's
couldn't be me. I couldn't come up with like all that like secret, or not even secret. That's like it's all like
intertwining politics.
Yeah.
Royal families who own planets, and there's only one that really matters. But then you need
Arrakis.
You need the space travel, because if you don't have that, then you're gonna like hit an asteroid or something. Or
oh man, it's
super cool.
Such a cool world. And like I love the idea of like being able to play around in a world. Like so, writing like my second book, relating it back to why we're here. I love like I've kind of built a world now, and I get to play around in it and see what I can fuck around with. And
yeah, you've created this playground.
Yeah.
That's
it's awesome.
It's super cool.
Yeah. Oh man, but
are you? We don't have to spoil it, people. But
no,
are you thinking of intertwining any other societies outside of Atlantis? Or is that the one? Because I know it's the Atlantean Chronicles.
Yeah, the Atlantean Chronicles. I haven't brought in any other societies, but I've intertwined different things that have gone awry. Like, I'm working on including Henry Avery. So Henry Avery is a pirate, and I think he's the most accomplished pirate. I could be wrong.
Okay.
But he basically like robbed a ship for like what is the equivalent of like 400 million in gold.
Okay.
And like he's like, if you look him up, he either goes by Henry Avery or Henry Every, depending on where you look it up. But he
keep going. I'm just checking.
Yeah, of course. He stole all this gold and then vanished into like the night, basically. But like the idea, yeah, exactly. The idea of like that like pirate utopia, Libertalia.
Okay,
that's him. Like, so I like the idea of like maybe he met Atlanteans. I'm playing around with the idea, but like maybe he met Atlanteans and then he built like he created a new society. So like there's the Atlanteans, there's Unity, and then there's a third one that just wants everyone to get along, but it understands that like the other two can't exist for them to have that actual peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been playing around with that idea, and like I love like anything in the book where you're like, oh man, this is really well looked into. It's because I fucking love that, and I'm like, this is gonna be my personality for about a month.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
and I like the whole concept of like these two ancient societies still going at it.
Yeah.
In the modern day.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's fought in the shadows for a lot of the. Yeah. So it's like, you have one society that controls like the media, and so I like I love the idea of like taking an idea, and Jack going back to like an amazing author, Jack Carr, in like podcasts and stuff, he, for his first like 3 books, he ran off the idea of like, there was this writer who said, I just take a sticky note and I put it and I write one word, and that's what I base my entire book on.
Oh geez.
So for his like first 3 or 4 books, it was just one word, and then he went and like actually looked up what the guy said, and he goes, no, it's a phrase. So then his second, but I like the idea that like just one phrase or something, but like manipulating the media. And so the idea, one person's terrorist is another person's freedom fighter. And so it plays on that idea as well, where it's like, depending on who you ask, these people are either really good or really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. It's all perception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I gotta ask. Spoiler alert. So I'm right about to read where they're gonna meet his dad's friend in the mall.
Yeah.
Is he in on it, or
is he in on, like, is he part of? So spoiler alert, so he is.
Okay.
He is similar to the father Reese, in that he worked for Unity and he left. But something else happens with him as well.
Okay.
It's like a big twist towards the end.
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that part. All right. I was wondering. I was like, because like all this stuff happened and he's gone.
Yeah.
And I figured he'd be back up or something, or like he'd help Bryce escape or something like that.
Yeah.
But he hasn't. I'm like, something's up here.
Yeah.
Something's up here.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's something that I like. It's one of the things that I like wrote, and then I like, he had like a smaller part, and then I wrote, and I was like, oh shit, what if this happens? And then I had to go back and be like, make sure, like, and like I like, once I like finished my book, read it like 7 times cover to cover just for continuity, to be like, oh fuck, like at one point they're talking about this, but then 3 pages later it's not even mentioned. So I had to make sure that I went back and forth and made sure everything was kind of stitched up that way.
Yeah. Well, man, it's great read. Like,
thank you.
Absolutely great read.
It means so much.
Yeah, and I also didn't know you were writing the second book, so I'm super pumped about that.
Yeah, I'm hoping to make it like 3 or 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's my like 3 or 4 is where I'm gonna stop it. But it's just such a fun world to play around in, and like, I'm just enjoying the process. And enjoying the adventure of like writing.
Yeah, I'm gonna pause everybody. Well, I'm just gonna go grab the book real quick so I can
of course
show it.
Yeah.
Okay. I got it upstairs.
Yeah.
It's still in my airport bag, my travel bag.
No worries.
you must have. Yeah. Did you already know you're gonna write a second book because you have book 1 right there?
Yeah. Once I finished it, it was kind of where I wanted it to be for the that book. But I was like, I like the idea of leaving this open to make more if I wanted to.
If you want to.
And so many people have been like, so tell me what happens next, and I'm like, I can't. You gotta get the next book.
Yeah, the Atlantean. Do you want me to read the back?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, all right, everybody. So, Bryce Hillcrest was a normal American teenager growing up in a small town of Broadway Hills, Texas. That was until a fight with his school bully at a party lit a fuse that blew up his life. On the run from a group known only as Unity, as we've mentioned, Bryce must uncover the past, understand and adapt to his new life, and survive. Using skills taught to him by his ex-Special Forces father and the mysterious power that got him into this mess, Bryce must fight tooth and nail to survive and protect those he loves and those who cannot protect themselves. Through cunning, wit, determination, and luck, Bryce will navigate this world, picking up friends, allies, and enemies along the way in this young adult fantasy thriller by Nick Baeta.
Thank you so much.
Super cool, man.
Yeah, man.
This is great. And then you have the eccentric rings that we were talking about. So.
Yeah. That was all the like graphic designer that they have at the publisher. I just gave them like a loose idea, and then they sent me a few different mock-ups, and I was like, that's the one.
So where can people?
So you can get it at Amazon, Barnes and Noble, through the publisher at Milton and Hugo. You can also get it at Indigo, and you can also look at nickbetabooks.com.
Okay.
Where I have all those links, and then I'll also have a blog answering various writer questions, updating events.
Cool.
I'm going to be doing a signing at the Heritage Green Indigo September 14th. And so if you want a copy and you want to come chat with me about anything, feel free. Or if you want to reach out to me on Instagram at Nick Baeta, you can
send you a DM.
Yeah,
nice.
Exactly. Always open.
I mean, I don't want to brag people, but
yeah, signed copy.
I got the signed copy.
Yeah, yeah, man. It meant the world that you had me on, and that.
Thanks for coming. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it so much. It's been a blast.
Well, I'm really looking forward to finishing it.
Yeah.
And I will definitely let my listeners know when I do.
Yeah. Feel free. I'll be listening anxiously, waiting to hear what you think.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you listening to the podcast too.
Yeah,
you always bring it up over baseball, and I'm like, oh, that's
man,
sick.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm always down to support.
Yeah,
people.
It's great when you like create something and put a lot of effort into something, and then especially when it's a book or on the internet, you don't get to actually see those people who are reading your book or listening to your podcast. And so when you run into them, they're like, "Hey, I really enjoyed this." I'm like, "Oh,
yeah."
People are actually reading it or enjoying it.
Yeah, so many people have like reached out and been like,
"Yeah,
read it, amazing," and I'm like, "Thank you so much." Like even just you saying that means the world.
Of course. Oh, and then your book signing. Did you not sell out?
Yeah. So I sold out.
Cool.
So I did a book signing. I did a consignment. So it's the only place where you can get the physical copies right off the shelf at the Heritage Green Indigo. I knew someone who worked there, and they helped me out. And then I had a book signing, and they were like, "Hey, on average, like 30 is a good like starting point." And we sold out in like 3.5 or 4 hours.
That's great.
And I was prepared to sit there and sell like 10 copies and be there all day.
Yeah, just talk to people.
Yeah, and like so many people were like, one guy came up and was like, "Give me the elevator pitch," and so I was like,
"Yeah,
secret societies, magical powers, fighting to survive and understand where you fit in this world."
Yeah,
and he was like, Done.
And
I was like, awesome.
Sweet, man. Yeah. Well, let me know how I can help. Like, obviously, I put clips on Instagram and stuff. So, like, if you're marketing, whatever your marketing team wants.
Just tag me in it. Okay. I'll repost it, man.
Okay. Sounds good, man. Alrighty.
Awesome.
Thanks, everybody. Go and buy the Atlantean Chronicles, Fight for Survival by Nick Baeta.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right. Take care.
Hey, you. You're listening to Just Drew. Just Drew. Just Drew.